It absolutely does take an entire community to do what we do every day, from the moment our kids exit their homes to either walk to school or to get on a bus to come to school.
How are you? Great. I love the job. I had never been on a school bus before I took this job, besides one field trip with each of my children.
We couldn't do what we do without our bus drivers, without our lunchroom supervisors, without our crossing guard.
How are you guys? Hey, Carter, how you doing? Hey, I like your shirt. That's an awesome shirt.
Have a great day, boys and girls.
Good morning, boys and girls and staff members. Welcome back to Highlands. Today is Wednesday, May 17th. We have a second grade field trip today to the Brookfield Zoo.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. First one is 52 plus 38.
Getting out into those classrooms and seeing the amazing things that are happening in classrooms, having deep conversations with students, watching them learn, be problem solvers. It's fascinating. It's what drives us every day to come here and keep doing what we're doing.
There's no hierarchy here. Everybody is treated the same, and we all, we expect the same out of teachers, custodians. We all expect a good, solid day's work out of everybody here.
Good, Nick. All right, sounds like a plan. Very nice.
Day to day, it's all about the students. It's all about the children, how to look at their health and keep them healthy so that they can achieve.
I think since we're such a close-knit community, everybody's got that same vision and mission in mind for our students. And I think in difficult times we all pull together and we come together to support the same needs of the students and the same vision.
District 203 is a wonderful place to work. It's been very rewarding coming back as a former student, but I feel like we have created a very supportive environment that not only our students grow and succeed, but also our staff grow and succeed as well.
All right, you guys are almost there.
Now one of you goes onto the platform at a time. Never heard of another school that has the amount of faculty that are there to help you, whether it's finding college, scholarships, whether it's dealing with social issues, making clubs. It's amazing.
I serve the kids their lunch. Oh, so hungry, yes. They come, they want to eat and leave.
It takes a village, really, to make everything work. Whether it be handing out a drink or being there to hand out yearbooks. The district can't be there for everything.
The amount of talent and drive that these kids have really excites me because, I'm not just teaching them some set of skills. We're actually making art and they want to make it, and it pushes me as a teacher as well.
When you're managing 24 kids and 40 animals, it tends to be a little insane, but it's pretty much like this whenever we have time to work. As long as they're being productive, the kids are more than welcome to have the animals out.
1, 2, ready, act.
That's the 5 different ways that you're able to apply to a college. It's a fun age. It's where students really start to come into their own. They start to find who they are. They find their voice and confidence. And so I just find that as a really interesting and engaging time to be with students.
Come on, the pass is left-footed.
I think this district really strives at all levels to really go above and beyond. Good enough is not good enough here.
Good morning. Welcome leaders, role models, mentors, and heroes. As teachers, staff, and administrators in Naperville 203, you are all of these things and many more to our learning and growing students. The things you do every single day serve as an inspiration to me, and I'm honored to lead with you. Your teamwork, dedication, and perseverance will lead us through another school year of excellence. As we stand here today and look ahead at what's to come, I see a year of wonderful opportunities and challenges. A year that won't always be easy, but will always be worth it. I also see a room full of dedicated professionals who are well-equipped and ready to face these challenges. With your teamwork, dedication, and passion, our students will be brighter, smarter, and more prepared to take on the world come May. Every person in this room and in this district plays a role in preparing our students for life beyond the classroom. It's our mission to educate students to be self-directed learners, collaborative workers, complex thinkers, quality producers, and community contributors. In a few days, you'll walk into your school and you'll see your students' faces for the very first time. If you're in elementary school, maybe their eyes will be wide, nervous, but full of hope and anticipation. In the middle school, students might whisper softly, glance around the room awkwardly at peers, and look at you with apprehension. High school teachers will watch the senior class run into the school, grinning and cheering in excitement, eager to make one final year of memories with their peers. Those differences between students entering our district and graduating from our district is what inspires me to come to work every day, be a better superintendent, and to be a better leader. Helping nervous, unsure kids grow into confident and successful young adults is a very important part of all of our jobs. As I begin each new school year, I take a moment to reflect on my journey to becoming an educator and those moments that have served as my motivation and served as my inspiration. Two of the most inspirational people in my life have been my very first teachers, Mom and Dad. My dad grew up in Benton, Illinois. He was the oldest of 3 children, and he was the son of a coal miner. They didn't have much at all, but as a family, they were extremely proud of how hard they worked for all that they did have. My grandpa, whom I never met, was one of 119 people killed in a mining explosion in West Frankfort, Illinois. Just 18 years old, my dad found himself to be the man of the house and needing to support his mom and his 2 siblings. Dad went on to serve in the Navy, then became the first person in his family to graduate from college. He went to teach, eventually becoming a principal in the Illinois Department of Corrections school system. My mom grew up in Jewett. Jewett, Illinois is a farming community of 250 people. While our family was successful as farmers, they too did not have much, but took great pride in what they did have. Mom was the oldest of 4 siblings and was the first in her family to finish high school and attend college. She went on to work for the Illinois Department of Corrections auditing prisons. And I guess by now you can figure out where my mom and dad met. So why do I share this with you? I'm sharing this with you to give a sense of what inspires me and what drives me. Growing up, I watched my parents work hard, work long hours, sometimes working multiple jobs to ensure my brother, my sister, and me could live in a nice community and go to great schools. I also share this with you hoping that as you prepare for students to arrive on August 17, you find a moment to think about what inspires you. I hope you'll look at your students and know that there is a story within each one of them and that they're looking for you for inspiration and a belief in them that they will go on to do great things. I'm excited to work together with all of you this school year and to ensure we continue to do this each and every year. I'd like to pause for just a moment and acknowledge and introduce and ask them to stand and wave members of our Board of Education who are in attendance today, our President Kristen Fitzgerald, Vice President Donna Wanke, and Board Member Janet Yang-Rohr. Please welcome them. We are blessed as a community to have a school board committed to the children in this community, in our school system, and providing tremendous support for all of you. In December 2013, a community steering committee comprised of Naperville 203 staff and community leaders presented the results of a year-long community engagement process to the Board of Education. This process, known as Future Focus 203, included a series of 12 community engagement sessions planned to solicit stakeholder feedback regarding what our school district is doing well and where are its opportunities for improvement. As a result of that process and stakeholder input, Focus 2020 was introduced to our community in 2014. Focus 2020 is our strategic blueprint designed in response to community feedback, best practice, and our vision for the future. This blueprint is a roadmap to 2020, consisting of 4 strategic focus areas. And each strategic focus then establishes commitments. These commitments are what the district leadership pledges to accomplish within our time frame. We're proud of the work we've accomplished so far, and we have many more commitments to continue this school year. Since our successful pilot year in 2014-2015, our junior high and high school teachers have been implementing our digital learning initiative we know as DLI. Having digital resources like Chromebooks and iPads have enabled students to be quality producers of digital content, seek information readily available, and share and work on projects with their peers electronically. In 2015-2016, students at both Naperville Central and Naperville North High School received Chromebook with G Suite, followed by all junior high school students in 2016-2017. This year is the final year of our 3-year pilot. And elementary teachers, I know that you've been busy planning and preparing for our elementary students to receive their Chromebooks or iPads in a few short days. By the time the school year starts, we will have handed out 16,000 Chromebooks and 1,300 iPads. Having a device opens up a world of possibilities for students all across our district to connect and collaborate with the community and beyond. And let's hear what our students think about the Digital Learning Initiative.
I love technology, so it's fun and it's like a good way to learn, I think.
Using a computer just to learn it expands your mind.
It's good because like you're saving paper and
instead of having to bring Chromebooks in from the school and have to take more time out and not always having the opportunity to use the school Chromebooks, we just have them open and ready all the time. It's super awesome.
We sometimes do like math on them, like Prodigy, which is a game where you do math on it, but it's still fun.
We sometimes do math, and also when we forget our homework, then we can just look right on our Chromebook.
I've used it for presentations in my AP US History class, English. Every class under the sun I've used it for.
A lot of my homework and things now is all digital, so having the laptop has helped hugely in terms of what I can do at school.
I like it a lot because as a person who doesn't really have a computer at home, it was kind of nice because before I would have to either finish it at school or go to a library.
We always have like something to use for like all this different academic stuff that we have.
There's more that you can read and more you can do, and it's way more collaborative, so you can work in groups and you can sit on the opposite sides of the classroom and be talking to each other using Google Hangouts.
It's easier to find information, and it's not paper and pencil, so it's different.
It was nice that I could access anything from anywhere, and at home it was nice because I could watch Netflix. yeah.
It took me a little while to get into the hang of it, but it is really efficient and it's a good device to use in terms of schoolwork and organizing.
Kids know a lot about technology, so if you ever need help, then there's going to be plenty of kids in the classes that know what to do.
You have a digital footprint, and make sure if you do it, your students don't post anything bad, because once it's on the internet, you can't take it back.
By providing students with technology, it expands learning beyond the four walls of a classroom. This leads the way for a high-quality online and blended experience to meet students' diverse learning styles. At our high school, students now have the option to take online or blended classes. Since 2014, our educators have joined forces with Indian Prairie School District 204 and Wheaton-Warrenville Community Unit School District 200 for Expanding Learning Opportunities, or ELO. This program is designed to engage students and ensure their success by providing meaningful and high-quality online learning opportunities. Coursework for these online classes is completed all on the students' Chromebooks and does not have to be done in the classroom or even in the school. Blended courses are a combination of best practices, including online learning and face-to-face instruction. In an ideal blended learning environment, students have some control over pace, place, and path of their coursework. Including this option in a student's course selection is a shift in traditional face-to-face instruction. They can be exposed to online environments they will likely experience in college and in the workplace. Last school year, a blended learning pilot was run with 5 courses between Central and North, and data from the pilot show that students in blended sections perform the same or slightly better than students in the traditional face-to-face environments. Students in the pilot reported the blended course provided more opportunities for collaboration. The blended course increased their ability to access and use information, improve time management skills, and increase the ability to use digital resources due to the blended course. Students most like the freedom and flexibility of a blended course. Our pilot teachers shared that the blended format gives them time flexibility to meet with groups of students with specific purpose, while other students can work independently. The blended format provides opportunities to build relationships and unique opportunities for specific feedback to students. The opportunities and flexibility experienced through the blended pilot encouraged the expansion of blended into 12 courses in 23 sections for this school year. And we look forward to continuing transforming teaching and learning through digital learning. Work is well underway for Commitment 318A. Conduct a thorough analysis of how to best structure time in the school day and school year to maximize student learning and professional collaboration. A research work group comprised of school district level and school-based administrators, teachers, and teachers union leadership met 6 times over the course of the 2015-2016 school year to discuss school day and school year. In these meetings, research was reviewed on extended day and year, and the group reviewed the current state of student and staff school days at each grade level, discussing the benefits and challenges of the current state, as well as how the desired state might look. The group concluded that younger students could benefit from additional instructional time each day, and older students could benefit from starting school later, which is in alignment with recent recommendations from the American Academy of Pediatrics, as well as the Centers for Disease Control. They also stated that students and staff could benefit from more collaboration time at the high school level. In October 2016, we conducted a school calendar and school day survey. Those surveyed told our district leaders that students' health and academic performance should be top considerations in making any changes to the school day. More than 14,500 people participated in the survey. And on March 6, 2017, the Board of Education passed administration's recommendation, based in part on survey findings and community feedback, for weekly late start at the high schools. High school teachers and staff now have 1 hour each week to meet in professional learning communities, or PLCs.
We learn from each other, and sometimes, you have a great idea that you think is going to come to fruition in your classroom, and when you bounce it off of somebody else, they might add something to it that makes it a better idea.
Professional learning communities are really a philosophical shift in how teachers and educators view and use professional collaboration time. And given that, it allows teachers to work collaboratively instead of trying to work in isolation. But more importantly, it shifts the focus from teaching to what students are learning. And if they're learning it, if they're not, what do we need to do? If they've already learned it, how can we extend that for them? And how does the data drive those decisions?
It's not always guaranteed that you're going to be consistent in the way that perhaps things are graded or who has the best approach in a particular subject. This time allows teachers to have that opportunity to share those things and to really decide what is the best practice, between them in order to really kind of elevate everybody.
The students will benefit because we have the opportunity as several teachers that teach the same course talking about how our groups of students did in our various classrooms. And perhaps if another teacher's class did better on an assessment, we can figure out, well, how did you prep them for that? What were some of the formative pieces you used? And perhaps I didn't use those, or I could borrow those from my colleagues and make things better in my own classroom.
We need to talk about how to give that timely feedback to students. If we meet once a week, we can touch base and students get that information that they need about their work in a timely manner. That's one of the keys to a PLC.
We're trying to make sure that we're teaching all of our kids the same information and that all of them are getting the help that they need versus it's just my students, well, in my class we do this and I'm sorry that your class is that way. It's not going to be that way anymore. So however I'm teaching in my classroom should be pretty mirroring to another teacher's classroom.
Our teachers have been collaborating for a long time, informally. Now we get to guarantee that it happens once a week for an hour.
Teacher collaboration is very beneficial to both students and teachers. It results in high achievement of students through improvement of instructional quality, builds teacher knowledge through shared practice in a supportive coworker community, and much more. The survey results prompted the district administration to create an additional Focus 2020 blueprint commitment examining the elementary and junior high day. This fall, a committee of approximately 25 staff members at each level will be invited to begin this work for these blueprint initiatives. Both groups will take a closer look at best practice and research in meeting the needs of the elementary and middle level learners. Overall, the survey results regarding school day and time are driving school district work and continuous improvement into the immediate future. I'm excited to see the progress we make this school year in our new PLCs, as well as what we can do in coming years to make the best use of our time in school and with students. We are committed to ensuring the success of all of our students. An aligned school improvement planning process focused on setting goals for high achievement and high growth allows the entire district to grow together. Our school improvement process involves assessing student learning, school culture and climate, community engagement, instructional practices, and resources. From their assessment, schools plan goals for strategic improvement. And this year, you'll see SMART goals included in each school's improvement plan, and rising star indicators will be aligned to those goals. Action steps will then be implemented and reassessed regularly to ensure progress is aligned to the intended outcomes. Over the past few years, we've been focused on closing achievement gaps among smaller subgroups, including our Black, Hispanic, and low-income students, as well as English learners and our students with disabilities. We've seen steady growth in achievement for these groups and also an increase in percentage of students hitting their spring performance series target, including more than 60% of students hitting their reading and math targets. This year, we have added 19 full-time educators, including instructional coaches, math specialists, assistant principals, classroom teachers, counselors, and student services coordinators. This is in addition to 12 full-time special education and English language educators. Additional teachers will help lower class sizes in some primary classrooms as well. An increase of learning support coaches will ensure timely and intense job-embedded professional learning for all teachers. Student services coordinators, a new role, will help all of us focus on inclusive practices and specialized instruction for our students. We'll continue to monitor the effectiveness of resources and staffing allocations. This is a high-achieving school district, and we strive for students to achieve at even higher levels. But test scores and academic achievement alone will not prepare our kids for success beyond school. We must commit to educating the whole child. Our community has reinforced this belief throughout our community engagement process, Focus 203. In January, we invited parents to learn more about our social-emotional, or SEL, plans. We found that parents currently believe their children have many SEL strengths, like acceptance, kindness, teamwork, collaboration, and social awareness. However, lack skills like self-awareness, managing anxiety, and social interaction. We pledge to develop and implement an effective social-emotional plan that will enable students to demonstrate the skills needed to be competent in their families, with their peers, in their school, and their work settings, and in the community. Our social emotional learning plan has 3 goals. Develop self-awareness and self-management skills to achieve school and life success. Use social awareness and interpersonal skills to establish and maintain positive relationships. Demonstrate decision-making skills and responsible behaviors in personal, school, and community contexts. We are paving the way for SEL across the country. Classrooms across the district have been piloting the new SEL curriculum, and we will implement our new standards at all age levels this school year. Let's take a look at what SEL looks like in the classroom.
Our SEL target for the day: how am I using my communication and social skills to interact effectively with others?
Social emotional learning is the process in which kids really acquire the knowledge and skills they need in order to identify and manage their emotions, form positive relationships with others, and make good decisions. And District 203 is really paving the way for social emotional learning across the country.
It's things that we are doing already in the classroom, but we are looking at how to specifically put names to that. And then what does that behavior look like?
SEL is important to give students the confidence and the tools that they need in order to be successful, not only in the classroom, but then once they leave us, they have everything that they need to be successful.
No matter if they're 18 or 5, they have social emotional needs, and these skills they need to practice.
Seeing you talking respectfully to each other and listening to each other. I'm not seeing a lot of talking over each other.
Students understand. Today we're working in groups together, and it's because we are achieving or trying to achieve a target of communicating effectively within a group.
We're trying to equally communicate to each other so we can figure out how to equally distribute how much work is going out so we can divide and conquer easily.
It's important to have these skills later in life to discuss things with like your employer and things like that. You have to have skills to talk to people.
The big things that I focus on is helping students be aware of themselves, so aware of their strengths, their areas to improve, what they like, what they don't like, how to treat other people, how to build relationships, how to work together, and how to make responsible decisions.
We may not remember what grade we got in social studies or in language arts when we were in 7th grade, but the skills that we achieve or we learn a little bit more about as far as working well with others is something that is going to carry us through in the professional world.
I want you to think about what did you do on Friday to help make sure that it was fun and a great day for everyone, and I want you to take a second to think about that.
We do a lot of goal setting and reflection to think about what we personally need to work on in order to be successful.
For them to really kind of trust themselves and dig into things that are difficult for them, they need to know that they have a partner in that and a coach in that, and not only in their teacher but in their classmates as well.
Our job as teachers is to help them put those plans in place so that they can make good choices when faced with challenging circumstances.
I believe kids can't be as successful as they could potentially be without these skills. If they don't know what they're good at and what they need to work on, they can't truly meet their potential.
We're going to find, as a result of our work, some really confident, self-directed kids who are great collaborative workers. I think we're going to see our mission really come alive because we're doing this important work.
Our educators provide our students with the knowledge and skills they need to develop self-awareness, social awareness, and the relationship skills that build the confidence that leads to responsible decision-making. Whether in the classroom or after graduation, our students will have the tools they need in order to be successful in life. In keeping with our 2020 strategic blueprint, we are continuing the implementation of a multi-tiered system of support. MTSS aims at responding to the academic and social-emotional needs of all learners to ensure every student achieves and every student grows. This multi-tiered system is designed to better understand the emotional needs of the student, the educational needs of the student in relation to their expected learning progression. By understanding individual needs, educators and administrators are able to implement responsive and fluid support to students of all ages and abilities. Within the MTSS framework, collaboration and targeted instruction are key to meeting the needs of all learners. These key components will allow us to continue working toward closing achievement gaps, differentiating instruction for all learners, and creating equity among our services and resources. Moving forward, Our next step is to provide professional learning on MTSS core competencies, roles of collaborative teams, and individual roles of educators. I am proud of the progress we have made thus far, and I am confident MTSS will continue to ensure the success of each student when they are college and career ready. And college and career readiness is essential to students' post-secondary success. Focused academic counseling, four-year planning, and post-secondary exploration help students intentionally plan high school experiences that meet their post-secondary goals. The work we have done on Blueprint Commitment 120A conducted an analysis of college and career counseling process, resulted in a new commitment, 220E, identify and recommend rigorous pathways and partnerships to increase the number of Naperville 203 graduates earning college credit and/or authentic career credentials and experiences by conducting a thorough analysis of dual credit offerings, AP courses, and career pathway experiences and endorsements. Together, the two commitments ensure that every student will graduate with a menu of options and opportunities for their future and experience college and career success. We promise to design comprehensive college and career readiness services to students grades 6 to 12. We have put together a team of counselors and building and district leaders to develop detailed counseling model and curriculum. All indicators show that we need to engage our junior high and high school counselors in ongoing professional learning and support this school year. Let's take a look.
For school counselors, we focus on 3 domains. So academic, helping them pick their classes and making sure that they're successful in them. College and career counseling, so getting them ready for life after high school. And then social emotional, so any concerns that they have with peers, with themselves, with family, being able to kind of assist them in those capacities.
It's always nice to have that person to talk to, because I think the hardest part right now is figuring out what the best fit is for me as a person, not just academically or school-wise, but me as a person. And it's nice to have that person that understands what you're going through and has done this so many times before. So just to be able to talk it out with her and sort out all the thoughts that are in my head.
Students really start to come into their own. They start to find who they are. They find their voice and confidence. And so, and if they haven't, it's kind of our way to help build that up in them. So it's that part of their life where they really have to start thinking about what am I going to do as an adult? Where am I going to be? It's being able to kind of see that, like I said, see that light bulb go off and really guide them in the direction of what they're going to be doing after high school. We love having them here, but I want to see how they're going to grow into adults.
For the 2017-18 school year, Naperville Central and Naperville North will have a college and career counselor to provide direct services in college and career counseling to students and their parents, and more importantly, to build capacity of all high school counselors to provide college and career planning to all students and their parents. We will also ensure our schools build strong relationships with colleges and universities, internship and apprenticeship programs, and the military. We will begin curriculum development during this school year with full implementation in fall 2018. School counselors will make sure that all students have an academic and career plan reflecting their interests, abilities, and goals, and includes rigorous coursework and experiences. We know that if we can help our students achieve their goals, they can quite possibly change this world. In order to provide students with a solid foundation in areas of science, technology, and engineering, we are aligning our K-12 science curriculum with the Next Generation Science Standards. Next Generation Science Standards prepare students to be college and career ready in related fields and helps them understand how science applies to their everyday lives. In the 2016-2017 school year, we created and field tested units and resources for kindergarten through 5th grade and began to implement new curriculum in grades 6 through 8 and high school biology and physics. This school year, our goal is to further advance this curriculum for all K-12 students. At the 6-12 level, we will continue to revise curriculum aligned to the standards. Through these revisions, we intend to engage students in learning focused on inquiry and best practice in assessment design. We also plan to provide professional learning on the instructional shifts in the science and engineering practices. In the K-5 level, we will finalize all science curriculum and create assessments aligned to Next Generation Science Standards. We will also provide professional learning to all staff on LEGO robotics technology, the standards themselves, instructional shifts, and grade level curriculum. Along with the alignment to NGSS, we are integrating STEM education initiatives into existing curricula, creating and refreshing STEM-focused courses and programs, and continuing innovative opportunities beyond the classroom. Over the last few years, we have begun piloting and implementing standards-based reporting to replace a letter grading system in select schools. Our main goal with standards-based reporting is to create a system which allows educators to provide specific feedback about the student's performance and communicate their learning progress more effectively. In the 2016-2017 school year, we successfully implemented standards-based reporting in all elementary schools and created new online report cards at the junior high and elementary schools. We also piloted standard-based reporting at the 6th grade level at Lincoln and Kennedy Junior High School. This year, we are continuing standards-based reporting at the elementary schools and expanding our reporting pilot at Lincoln and Kennedy Junior High School to include both 6th and 7th grade. Through this extension at the junior high level, we will reorganize the Infinite Campus gradebook with standards as the categories. Lastly, we will create a new online delivery of report cards at the high schools. We are continuing to monitor and evaluate feedback we receive in order to make standards-based reporting the best it can be. Although this is a new concept, we believe it gives a more accurate representation of how a student is doing compared to the traditional grading. And with better communication, educators and parents can gain a clear understanding of what steps need to be taken to advance the student's education. We know that early trumps later, and that learning begins well before students enter kindergarten. Our goal as a school district is to ensure that every child from birth to 5 years has access to high-quality early learning experiences that result in kindergarten readiness and future success. At Ann Reed Early Childhood Center, we not only prep our students in the classroom, we work with parents to make sure they have the resources needed to educate their children at home. The Ann Reed Early Childhood Center is a tightly knit community of more than 420 students between the ages of 3 and 5 years old. From the first moment they walk in, our littlest learners are encouraged to develop independent skills and become self-directed learners.
This is a big shift coming from home. Their first school experience is really focusing on independence.
Students thrive in a friendly environment that encourages both fun and learning. This combination adequately prepares young students for future academic rigor. Ann Reed students come from many different backgrounds, cultures, and learning abilities.
It's really, truly a place for learning and friendship, a focus on social skills, getting children ready for kindergarten, but also providing those rich early childhood special education services to children that need them in a least restrictive environment, meaning a blended environment.
Students are taught to work together on different projects and activities in order to prepare them to be collaborative workers later on in their educational careers. During the 2016-17 school year, a committee reviewed our current services for early childhood and developed a plan to enhance our services with a focus on meeting the needs of our most at-risk students. We have a number of initiatives taking place in the 2017-18 school year, including incorporating community partners in an effort to provide comprehensive services to families, developing a plan to expand our services for our families with birth to 3 age children and preschool age children by increasing the number of preschool for all slots at Ann Reed Early Childhood Center, as well as opening full-day classrooms for our most at-risk students. Aligning the early childhood literacy standards with our K-3 literacy standards, and increasing family partnerships by focusing on opportunities for parents to engage in decision-making and increasing two-way communication. We know that by better preparing our students for the rigor of kindergarten, we are setting them up for a lifetime of success. And while our district continues to make great strides in completing our strategic blueprint commitments through 2020, planning has already begun on the next phase. We will be calling on you, our community, our students, staff, and all those who have a stake in what happens here in Naperville 203 for help developing our future strategic blueprint. The next plan will embody the same spirit of collaboration and continuous improvement that is our Naperville 203 standard. Throughout this school year, I will once again be asking various stakeholder groups including and especially you, to provide your input on our school district. I want to know what you think is going well. What can go better? What are we not doing that we should start doing? This process will be very similar to the process I used 6 years ago during my first year as superintendent. Considering your feedback and input, I plan to launch a new series of community engagement sessions beginning in the fall of 2018 that will ask more specific, focused questions to a broader group of stakeholders. And what is learned through this process will be used to help build our next strategic plan and help guide our work into the future. Our students' success is not possible without all of you, every single one of you. The progression from the preschooler or kindergartner who is nervous, away from their parents for the very first time, to the preteen who is slowly making new friends and finding their fit in the world, to the young adult bursting with confidence, school spirit, and pride. All this is not possible without the effort of everyone in Naperville Community Unit School District 203. Everyone from our bus drivers to the counselors to the nurses to the principals. Your helping hands, kindness, and words of wisdom inspire our students to grow into intelligent, thoughtful, well-rounded adults. We are 203 because of you. It's about the people that lead the school district, not the things that we do. Our students are not just an ACT, SAT, or PARCC score. We must pause and reflect on how we are preparing them for life. How can we move outside the traditional program and focus on collaboration, creativity, and innovation driven by students' desires? We give kids the opportunity to control pace, place, and time of their learning by giving them access to the world. But what else could we do? How can we inspire our students to be the best possible versions of who we are? Many of you know these two people. Sean will be a senior at Naperville Central, and Sarah will be a freshman this year for the first time in high school. And this marks the beginning of my 6th year as your superintendent, but it also marks the 6th year my kids have been students in District 203 schools. While Naperville Central is the school that they attend, I'd be proud to have them attend any 203 school. What makes this district great is not the name of the building. It's the names of the people within the building. It's you. And it's not always easy to be the superintendent's kid. Ask him on a snow day. Through fun times, and more importantly, through difficult times, they have always turned to one of you for comfort, support, encouragement, and most importantly, inspiration. I'd like to close by thanking you for all you do for my kids and their 16,700 or so friends. And I want to leave you with a challenge, but more importantly, your opportunity for the 2017-2018 school year. Be inspirational.
They always teach us not to bully each other, and they always make it fun by letting us always do what we want and just letting us be who we are when we work.
By being really kind and playing games, really fun games, and especially Mrs. Nofke. Miss Nofke is really kind and really fun and interactive.
My teachers inspire me and push me to do my best.
The teachers inspire me by giving more details into their talking so I can understand the work that we're doing.
My teachers inspire me and push me to do my best by teaching me how to advocate for myself when I need to take my medicine.
As teachers, we need to be engaging, compelling, exciting, and full of life. And I think that when we come in with all those things, the kids naturally are inspired to learn.
I always had a hard time with reading, and I don't like reading very much, but now I do because of all my teachers.
They teach me to do great things and to conquer my fears, and they really just help me move on if I'm having troubles with something.
Even if I don't get something, they encourage me to try harder, and that makes me feel really good.
They inspire me to be more active and give more chances to people and help other people like they do. And be a better person.
My teachers inspire me and push me to do my best by helping me get ready for a future job.
They're almost like family. They believe in me and they think that I can have a good future. And sometimes I feel down and I don't think of that, and they just bring me up, and I'm just they give me effort to keep going on and to do my work because they believe that I can be something great in the future.
My teacher, he taught social studies and math and inspired me to maybe want to teach when I grow up. You know, people think oh, I want to be a doctor, and I say I want to be a teacher.
How can you inspire me?
Please inspire me.
How will you inspire me?
How will you inspire me? How can you inspire me?
Please inspire me.